Okay. All right then. Welcome to Shorty's Bug Out Bag. This is our first episode, the beginning of our podcast. Apparently, we've been rolling for 3 minutes now, so everyone knows that I'm a little nervous for our first video. I'm James Morton, better known as Shorty, which you probably heard. And Ian is our producer, editor, and my business partner in this. We started Shorty's Bug Out Bag in 2014. I moved in with Ian and his dad in their basement, yes, as a 40-year-old grown man after a failed relationship. Instead of getting an apartment, my buddy said come and move into the basement, which was quite large. And that's how this kind of started. Ian was a lot younger then, and let me just say, when I moved in, he was kind of a punk. So I like to do practical jokes on me, things like that. Cover the toilet in saran wrap. So when I go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, I end up with piss on my foot. It was not fun. But one day I did come home and he was watching a YouTube video and he was building a survival kit out of an Altoids can. And let me just say, I'm not a survivalist. I'm a journeyman lineman by trade, and I'm a Boy Scout. I'm the Eagle Scout. So when I seen him building this survival kit, I was kind of shocked and intrigued, and I sat down and watched what he was building, and then I started filling them in on all my the things that I do know. And from that little Altoids can came our own idea. Shit hit the fan box. This is our own Altoids can survival kit. Everything in here, there's a little bit of first aid, but we'll go over this later. But survival kit, and then we came up with a hot box. This is a fire starting kit. They're in cans, which can be used for other things. But these two products we came up with were born just from him watching a Altoids can video. So, and like I said, we'll go over that stuff later. This is more of, like I said, of an introduction. I do have a Facebook, a fan page. I do want to start a Facebook community. I do have a lot of plans from that meeting. I soon moved out after that and got a house. And then I called Ian once I got some of the rooms renovated and I had an office. And we came up with the whiteboard. As you can see, when I put in SBOB, Shorty's Bug Out Bag, I learned how to do this in high school, believe it or not. And these are the ideas that flow from the head of, this is the hamster spinning right here. And as you can see right down here, podcast was always going to happen. It is 2021, and we're finally getting to the podcast. I did spend a lot of money to get a website built. I got a welcome to the internet. After the website was built, it was hacked right away to the point where we couldn't even get into it. So I guess that was my introduction or my welcome to the internet and the survival business. As you can see, every time I have an idea, this is how it plays out. I do a circle, and I branch out, and the hamster wheel starts. So the website is down, not because of that. We fixed it. We had it up for a while. I've decided that to simplify the website. We had something like 3,000 products on it, and I think that it was just too big for its own good. On top of that, I run into, which seems to be a problem still today, is supplier coordinating. I could never get a what's in stock supplier issues. On top of that, like my main supplier, well, we'll get into that later too. The reason why I started Shorty's Bug Out Bag was because of the Altoid can and because we both like gear. I am big into knives, as well as Ian, and we wanted things cheaper. So I started Shorty's Bug Out Bag to get gear, and we have gear. And now a lot of this stuff I'm not selling anymore because of the supplier problem, because they can't give me, like, a lot of this stuff right here came from one supplier, and it was great, except for the fact that when I would go to try to buy more, it wasn't there. Now this supplier doesn't even sell this stuff anymore. So eventually, we're going to do a lot of things. We're going to do a lot of giveaways. I'm going to give this shit away. I mean, I can't get any more of this. I'm looking for new suppliers. So I'm going to give a lot of this shit away. We're going to have a lot of contests. This podcast is going to be something different than what I've seen out there. We'll go into a lot more of that, but I'm going to do a lot of contests, a lot of picking of winners right here live. I was going to buy one of those like tumbler wheels where I write your email down and this is how you win, until I was introduced to an app yesterday that will do that for me. So I'm not going to be doing that, but I will be picking winners when we do contests and when we do more, per se, live right on the air. So to my potential subscribers, we're going to do once a week a podcast to start with, just because I'm still working. This is not my this is not a source of income. But I wanted to start everything. I've always come back to Shorty's Bug Out Bag. When I need to do something else. I want something else. I want this. It's always come back to Shorty's Bug Out Bag. So, and why bug out? You know, how did it start? Because of, we wanted this, but we also started Shorty's Bug Out Bag because of the things that were going on in this country. So obviously we'll talk about that in future episodes. I will say that if you're let's just, whiskey helps. Let's just say whiskey helps. I'm going to say that if you're liberal, you might not like what I have to say or my opinion, but it is my opinion. I wanted to start a conversation because I'm kind of disgusted with things that go on. I don't support defund the police, but I do support defund the government. So I think that a lot of the problems that we have and why people would think, why do you need to bug out? Well, Portland, Oregon is a good reason for that right there. When people are burning down cities, to me that was more of if you got into, I think me and Ian probably watched every episode of Preppers, every single one of them. And I wish they would put it back on just because, but one of them was pandemic. I know that was one of the episodes. One of the Preppers was for pandemic. This is not the pandemic. This COVID-19 to me is bullshit, but that's my opinion. You might feel differently, but that is a why. To me, it's not really about bugging out. To me, I have a family with a baby, and you might have a family with medical issues. It might be about fortifying your house. So, bugging out, it's a community. I'm starting a community for my own well-being, advice, just whatever. But today's episode really is just about to say, hey, I'm going to post this on my fan page. I'm going to let people know that there's going to be a weekly video, that the video will cover things like bugging out, bugging in, and things like that. But I'm going to try to get a fan base going, subscriber base, whatever. I don't want to say fans, but just people that are interested, not just in gear, the conversation. I want to start a conversation, and like I said, everything always comes back to Bug Out Bag. I do have someone that will edit, so that's great. But just for now, next Monday night, I will make another video, or they'll be posted every Monday. And as the studio gets done, hopefully there will be a bar here with some beer, and maybe you'll just, let me just say, off of one of our ideas for the forum, which now they call it Discord. My community, I want to call it the bonfire. So you'll check into the bonfire, say per se on Monday nights, and we'll have a conversation piece, and we'll talk about why you feel a need to bug out or fortify. What's going on with the country, why, and more why. We're going to have a conversation, and I'm going to call it the bonfire. So that is on our whiteboard, and it's just, where we're going with one of the roads we're going down. So with that being said, I just want to welcome you to the SBOB, Shorty's Bug Out Bag community. I hope that you will subscribe and come and visit on Mondays. Every 100 subscribers or visitors or likes, we're going to do a giveaway live. So if next Monday, per se, I come to with a video, and next Monday's video will be why bug out or fortify. That is what we're going to talk about Monday, the why. Why you think that you need this, why, and there's plenty of whys. So next Monday, I would like to say tune in. Hopefully I'll get the jitters out now, and let's have a conversation about why. Why bug out? Why come to my channel for it? And not just for the giveaway. So that will be next week. And then I'll show you some of the gear that I have that will be given away. Will be all next week. Today is just an introduction. I just want to say welcome to Shorty's Bug Out Bag, and I will see you next Monday.